Listen, I hope all of you, whether you're pro-Israel or pro-Palestine, understand that this ceasefire is not going to end the war. Firstly, because the ceasefire is temporary. And this should go without saying, but a ceasefire is exactly what it sounds like. The firing, the violence, all of it stops. It ceases for a temporary period of time. And the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that although this is called a ceasefire agreement or negotiation, the entire plan is split up into 3 separate phases, and the temporary ceasefire is only in the first one. The idea is that there will be a temporary pause in fighting for 42 days, and within a matter of 1 to 2 weeks, Israel and Hamas will begin negotiating phases 2 and 3. For phase 2 to begin, both sides have to come to the table and agree to terms and conditions. And if that doesn't happen, then the fighting just resumes after 42 days. There's also a drastic mismatch of goals within these negotiations, because Israel, especially Netanyahu, have stated that the ultimate goal is to remove Hamas from power. But the ceasefire that was just agreed to does not address that issue. Again, phases 2 and 3 allow for further negotiation after phase 1, but nowhere within them is it stipulated that Hamas has to relinquish or give up control of Gaza. If any of you actually believe that Israel's just going to stop, that they're going to withdraw all of their troops after phase 1 with Hamas remaining in power, then you are out of your mind. This proposal is not new. It's been on the table for months and it hasn't worked, and it's not going to work this time either. I fully understand that many people within Israel and many people who are pro-Israel want the hostages back, whether they are dead or alive. And while it is the duty of the IDF to do whatever they can through pragmatic means to bring those hostages back home, in a real-world scenario where those hostages might not be able to be brought back home without future violent repercussions from Hamas, then exchanging hundreds of prisoners, many of them who will almost certainly rejoin Hamas militarily and ideologically, it isn't a good deal for Israel. And if there are people living within Israel or people who are pro-Israel who think that this ceasefire is just going to halt Hamas's ideological aims and stop them from ever doing something like the 7th of October again, you are also out of your mind. There will not be a permanent ceasefire or an end to the war as long as Hamas remains in power. All this ceasefire was a political stunt where the U.S. pressured Hamas and Israel to both come to the table, knowing that everyone's just playing political games here. The war's not over.